Hello everybody! Today we're going to be making a very famous staple in our house and in Circassian cuisine, which is called Haliva. And it's so good that my family eats it instantly. And my mom, the Haliva my mom made for this video actually disappeared right after she took that shot, so she had to make it all over again the next day. So there are two fillings that go into haliva traditionally, which are potatoes for one and then cheese for others. So super simple, very comfort food. I want to say it's also fried, so it's a very big comfort food. And first you're going to start off with just chopping up some onions, and then beforehand my mom was just boiling the potatoes to get them nice and soft. And then we're going to put this in a pan with olive oil just to cook it for a little bit and get it nice and brown, the onions. And then you're going to add those on top of the potatoes that you just strain out the water from the potatoes. We don't want them to, we're not making mashed potatoes, but we want them to be a little bit crumbly and soft. So do cook them for a little bit. And to the onions though, you're also going to add some salt, some 7 spices seasoning, and that's it. And then mix it. So yeah, the potatoes should be good enough to smush with a fork. But we want it to be crumbly, so do not mash it, just smush it. There's a very big difference. And then add your cooked onions straight into that. And then you are literally done. So, very nice. Next, we're going to move on to the cheese filling. So this is specifically Circassian cheese, and if you guys want to look at the video in the upper right hand corner, my mom shows how to make it. It's also very simple, and it is very distinct. It isn't like normal cheese. So yeah, and then also literally salt, paprika to this, and then that's also done, and you can set that to the side. So the most difficult part about this dish is not making it, making the actual food, it's assembling it. It's not difficult, it's just time consuming. So usually there's a lot of us doing this in the mornings because we make this for special occasions usually. So there needs to be a lot made, and because there's a lot of people that coming over usually, so that means you have to have like an assembly line usually, and like it's usually me and my mom and my grandmas, and my brother sometimes helps. Actually, last time he did help us. So yeah, it's a fun time for whoever likes to do it. I definitely don't get dragged into it. I definitely enjoy it. You know, my mom listens to these videos, so what can I say? But yeah, you're just going to go ahead and make the dough. Very simple, no tricks here. Just follow the ingredients. And now we're going to get to assembling pretty soon. But first, just set your bread aside. Your dough, sorry, it's not bread yet. And cover it to proof it, one, also to keep it moist and not get dry. So it's a 2-in-1. But make sure to keep it covered at all times. Like when you're grabbing a bread out to start making a haliva, make sure to immediately cover it back up. It's so bad when it goes stale because you have to add water and then it becomes a mess. So do not go down that path, please. But yeah, at that point, no worries. Just chop them up into 4. Chop that into half, and then we can start working on each individual little guy. So you're gonna get some flour or a non-stick surface on your countertop, and then we also have these. That's a pasta maker, but specifically we just have it on the setting that flattens out the dough, and so we do it intermittently. So you go like level 1, level 2, level 3, and usually we reach to level 6. So I guess you could skip a level if you're like feeling that it'll do well, but otherwise what'll start happening is it'll start streaking, and um, and then it's difficult to get it back to this nice smooth dough after it gets messed up like that. So it's better to go slow than to go fast and completely mess it up. And also it damages the machine when it's really thick and you try to put it on a really thin setting. So like you can see it's how it starts to streak and fray at the sides. That's what happens when you go too fast. So yeah, just be careful, and like no worries about the sides. It's just specifically you don't want this occurring in the center of the dough because you want its integrity to be at least somewhat strong so it doesn't explode or anything on you. So then you're gonna go ahead and pinch in the corner so that you can make well, obviously these squares aren't perfect, but you want to make a square. So go ahead and do that down the line, and then they are ready to get filled. So in this case, less, in my opinion at least, less is more. So do not put a lot in there thinking it'll be okay, because it won't. It will explode on you. And remember, these are getting hot, so these things are going to cook a little bit, so it's going to get a little bit bigger anyways. Yeah, don't add too much. And then you're just going to pinch from corner to corner to now make it into triangles. Yeah, so the staple look of haliva is always triangles. And depending on the filling, I mean, this is just what my mom does, I guess, but she either rounds out the edge or keeps it pointy so that we can differentiate. A lot of people just do a little change so that you can know which is which. But anyways, now you get a pizza cutter, or preferably a small one so that you can get finer details. The first round through, you remove the excess dough, and the second round through, you don't cut through the dough, but you just pinch it down one more time to make sure you're basically just making like an extra seal so that it doesn't explode in the fryer. So yes, this is a little trick. And then you're just going to go ahead and do the same thing with the cheese filling and maybe differentiate it in terms of the pattern so that you can tell. But yeah, because usually I like potatoes more, for example, so I definitely want to be knowing whether or not it's cheese. And everyone has their like opinions, so it's pretty funny to see like which one you like more. But once those are all done, make sure to cover them with a cloth as well, like how we did with the dough, to make sure they don't get stale also. And then we're going to go ahead and start frying. So we fry in avocado oil because it's a little bit healthier than hydrogenated oils, and also olive oil gives a little bit too much of an oily taste. So we don't want this to be too much on the stomach. You know, we're already doing a lot here in terms of bread and potatoes and cheese, so a lot of carbs. So yeah, chill out a bit on that. And also, they puff up really fast in under a minute. So the video is just sped up to its usual amount. We're not like speeding it extra or anything. This is occurring in under a minute. So it's very easy. So once again, the most time consuming part is just making it, like the dough and assembling it. And also be careful at this point because everyone's going to come steal this first batch. So yeah, so as they did. So yeah, just watch out for extra hands as well. You got to be vigilant out here. That's about it. We hope you guys enjoy making haliva, and let us know down below if you like potato or cheese more. That's it. Happy halivaing. Bye!